Hello there, Angelique Kapoor from Oversight Global here once again. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I am a professional leadership and career coach. I have an over 20-year career in the healthcare industry, a majority of that time in leadership and management roles. I'm also the founder of Oversight Global. We're an organization that addresses the consciousness crisis in the world. We strive to educate and empower people and businesses to be aware of and strive to fulfill their fullest potential and uniquely contribute to the world. So today we're continuing our discussion about keys to successful relationships. So today let's chat about difficult conversations, which, are always not fun for anyone. So in every relationship, sooner or later, a tough conversation needs to happen. While this is normal, after all, what relationship doesn't have its bumps along the way, right? How you handle these conversations will determine whether you come away from this particular conflict with a stronger appreciation for each other. And this is why it's so important to handle difficult conversations well. So how do you ensure that the best conversation possible happens under these circumstances? Well, start with not putting off the talk longer than necessary. I know a lot of us do that. If we have to have a difficult conversation with someone, we put it off because, it's uncomfortable and we don't want to do it. But take time to count to 10 or take a few deep breaths before beginning your conversation. After all, starting with too much emotion will be more damaging than helpful. Now, once you're cooled down, though, it's time to talk. Now, why is it better sooner rather than later? Well, by putting things off, you tend to build up resentment and inflate the conflict. It's important to address situations before they get out of hand. You also cause yourself unnecessary worry, anxiety when you put things off, like something is, difficult and uncomfortable as having a difficult conversation. A small problem today is much easier to solve than a giant one several weeks from now. You also want to drop a good news, bad news approach. Now, no one likes waiting for the other shoe to drop. So instead of giving the compliment with a but, lurking to negate everything you just said, just come out and say the bad news first. If you're determined to add in the compliment, do so after the bad stuff is out of the way. So you leave the person on a more positive note. Also, plan your conversation. Rather than blindsiding the other person with an uncomfortable discussion, let them know that you have something you want to talk to them about. Make it clear that you're wanting to discuss something that affects your feelings rather than starting out in an attack. There's a vast difference between something like, I'd like to talk to you about so-and-so versus I'd like to talk to you about how I feel when you do or say this or so-and-so. Now, think about what your goals are in the conversation. In any heavy conversation, you need to agree at some point on common goals. Working towards the same thing will help you find your way through the conversation to that eventual place. Also, keep a positive spirit. I know sometimes it can be hard, but again, that's why we want to de-escalate our emotions before we have these conversations so you can be neutral and you can keep a positive spirit. So aim for optimism. Even if the conversation isn't going how you would like it to go, finding something to hope for will soften the outcome no matter what. Now, difficult conversations are just that, difficult, but having a plan in place will help you to get through them. Use these steps to build a framework of your conversation, and if the outcome is bad, getting there won't be as difficult as you think. So I hope that you have found this video on successful relationship keys, having difficult conversations helpful. If so, be sure to like, comment, and share with others, and be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you can get notified of other videos that you might find helpful as well. Thanks again, and we will see you in the next video.